Well, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back and I hope you guys are doing fantastic out there. In this video today, we have another offering from HX Outdoors. I'm very excited about this one. This is their new knife. This is model TD-18B. Now, I've done some of their knife reviews in the past, and I'm very impressed with the products that they put out. So when they reached out and asked me if I was interested in reviewing this model, I couldn't say no. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it out of this box and take a closer look, and let's get this review started. My initial thoughts right off the bat are this is really nice, this plastic case that they are including with this knife. Now, I reviewed the TD-18, the gray version, in the past, and this knife today is going to be almost identical with the exception of the color. So this one's going to be black. I loved the original TD-18, so I can't wait to take a look at this. Let's go ahead and open this box. These buckles are very tight. This is brand new, so this is really tight and kind of hard to open. But once we start using it, it'll open and loosen up over time. So you can see the box opens up very nice. There's this nice foam pad here to protect the knife. You do see some silica gel there. There is a cleaning cloth right here that's included, so you can clean the knife. And as you can see, it has their logo, HX Outdoors. This is really nice, little microfiber cloth. You can also see this card. It says, "Every man deserves an exceptional knife, HX Outdoors." There's a QR code, so feel free to scan that. It'll take you over to their website, hxoutdoors.net. And then they do have an email address. They are on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. So very cool. And then there's the knife itself. We'll set that back for a second and just take a look at this packaging a little further. Nice, thick, solid foam inserts. I just absolutely love that they are including this beautiful box with the knife. And as you can see, when we put the knife in there, when we close the box, if you look at the side of the box, it goes over this inside lip. So when this box is closed and it goes over that lip, this box is going to be water resistant. Nice Kydex sheath, just like before. There's a drain hole right there. The leather seems thicker on this new model. So we'll pull this out. We'll take the plastic off of the knife. That's just there to protect the blade. Set that aside. We'll look at that here in a second. Now, I do notice right off the bat that they moved the logo up. So the logo used to be right here. They moved it up, and then they still have the little fire emblem right there. So very nice. And the thickness of the Kydex is very good. It looks like they've done a good job. Let's take a look at that little ferro rod. Very nice little ferro rod. Now, there is the little flame logo right there on the ferro rod. Very nice. And I love the way they have this on the Kydex, so gravity alone will help keep that ferro rod in place. Now, I do notice that the retention is not as good on this new ferro rod as the last one that I reviewed. It's a little bit looser. So here is a look at the knife itself. And I can't say this enough, I absolutely loved the gray edition, and this one's the black edition. So here you can see TD-18B. There's their little symbol, and then the little campfire. This is laser etched in there. That is really nice. And I'm noticing on the handles here, they put some traction here because the previous version was smooth here. Very nice. Skeletonized handles. It does have a very aggressive pommel, so you can use this for lots of things. You can drive in tent stakes. You can use it to break glass. It does have a lanyard hole. And this feels very comfortable. There's some jimping on the thumb ramp of the knife. And the profile of this blade is beautiful. You can also, you got this big finger area right here, and you can rest your thumb against that jimping, and it has a very secure feeling in the hand. And if you want to choke up to get closer to your cutting and carving, you can put your finger back into this area and shove with your thumb, and it'll keep your finger out of the way of the blade. So you don't have to worry about when you're choking up high to get very fine cutting tasks done. You don't have to worry too much about your finger getting in there if you employ this technique. Now we do have a secondary bevel right up here, so I love what they did here. They cut the thickness down right here, and then they thickened it again. They went to the full thickness right here at the end of the blade where it's important. Now, normally, I'm not a big fan of jimping on the thumb ramp, but I do like the profile of what they've done here. I do like that. I do like the skeletonized grip here, so you could lash this to a stick, make a spear out of it if you want. And these are G10. This is fantastic. This is DC53 steel. Now DC53, from what I understand, is a little bit harder than D2. So it's like a newer version of D2. I love the grind and the profile, the geometry of this blade. It is wonderful. And if you look up here, you can see there's a spot right here that is got that sharp 90-degree spine. That is an area that is designed for the ferro rod to hit. Now, personally, I wish they would have done that with the full length of the blade. Maybe in future generations, HX Outdoors, if you're watching, maybe in future generations of this knife, if you would just do that the whole length of the blade, I think it would be fantastic. Because us in the field, in the survival community, we like to use our knife to scrape on trees to get barks and things like that. So we don't need just a small area to do that. We like it when a knife, at least I do personally, when a knife has the full length at a sharp 90-degree spine. But they've done a fantastic job on this knife. It is absolutely beautiful. So we'll just stick that in there like this. Let's get that down in there, and let's see if we get that pop. Pops right into place. Let's latch it down. There's a little bit of rattle, like I mentioned. That ferro rod's just a tiny bit loose. If we pull that out, there's no rattle, so we can tighten that up at home. It's not really that big of a deal. In fact, it's tighter now. I shoved it in a little more. But I like this Kydex. It's just the right thickness. Everything is very tight. It's going to protect the knife very well. It's also going to protect the ferro rod. And again, like I said, if you're hangling this, if you're dangling this knife, the ferro rods, just by gravity alone, it's going to stay in the sheath. You do have a small thumb area that you can push off of to release the knife from the Kydex. So in this shot, you can see a look at both models. So we have the black, which is the one that we're taking a look at today. And then here's the gray, the one that I reviewed in the past. You could see they're almost the same. I added a little lanyard thing to this gray one. But if you haven't seen my video review of the TD-18 gray, all the specifications and everything that you see in that video pretty much apply to this one. It's the same steel. It's pretty much the same knife, just a different color. Now, if you look at the grip, like I mentioned, there's more traction on this TD-18B, this black edition. And this original gray was fantastic. I still use it. You can see it took a lot of abuse and didn't even flinch. It's a good knife. And here in this shot, you can see the Kydex holsters are the same. And like I mentioned earlier, the leather seems slightly thicker on the new one. I don't know if that's just by chance or if they thickened up the leather. So when we look at the ferro rod on the previous one, you can see that once you scrape off that black material, that's when you'll get sparks. So in the beginning, when you first get your knife, when you see the coating all the way around the ferro rod, it's not going to make good sparks until you remove that coating, that protective layer. Then you'll get beautiful sparks out of these ferro rods. Now the price point of these knives, the gray generally runs about 85 bucks, and the black edition that we're looking at today runs about 90 bucks. So they're very close in price. Now with that being said, sometimes you can find much better prices when they have sales and things like that going on. So make sure you're taking a look and trying to find those sales, because you can save lots of money. Now this TD-18B knife is made with excellent quality. It's a durable tactical knife, and this full Tang tactical knife is crafted from premium DC53 stainless steel. It has a Rockwell hardness of about 58, which ensures exceptional cutting performance. The blade is crafted with an advanced gray titanium finish, and that effectively prevents oxidation. It enhances its durability. This knife is professionally heat treated. The black handle full Tang fixed blade knife achieves a perfect balance between hardness and toughness, offering superior edge retention and corrosion resistance. It's a hunting knife. It's a super strong full Tang knife. It's engineered for unparalleled strength, high stability, long-lasting durability, and unlike the partial Tang knives that are fixed blades, they might compromise on grip, security, and overall robustness, but this full Tang construction ensures that the blade extends all the way through the handle. You can see the still all the way through, all the way back to the pommel. That is fantastic. This design not only enhances the fixed blade knife's structural integrity, but it also provides you a solid, reliable feel in your hand, whether you're skinning game or tackling tough tasks in the wild. The full Tang construction guarantees that this tactical knife is going to serve you very well. This handle is very comfortable. It provides a good feel. It's an exceptionally good ergonomic grip. Their black fixed blade Bushcraft knife features an ergonomic blade handle made from textured G10 composite fiber, offering precise non-slip grip that ensures maximum control and comfort during use of the knife. This design not only enhances the stability, but also reduces hand fatigue, making it suitable for extended periods of handling. And just like the previous knife that I reviewed, boy, that was really soft. This sharp and military grade fixed blade survival knife excels in various outdoor scenarios, from camping and hiking to emergency survival scenarios and situations. This survival knife's sharp blade makes quick work of tasks like cutting ropes, preparing foods, crafting shelters, and it's ideal for outdoor enthusiasts, adventurers, survivalists who prioritize reliability and functionality in their gear. And just like I mentioned earlier, this unique Kydex knife sheath with fire starter is exceptional, designed for safe and convenient storage of the knife. So you can feel rest assured that you can throw this in your pack without the worry of it cutting anything or damaging anything, or the blade getting dull or anything like that. It's fantastic. It keeps your EDC knife securely in place, ensuring that it remains sharp when you need to pull it out and use it. And as you can see, it's equipped with a built-in fire starter. It's a crucial feature for outdoor survival or for emergency situations when a fire starter would be needed to ignite fire quickly, to provide warmth, light, and a means to cook or purify water, maybe even signaling for help. This versatile design allows the sheath to be easily attached to your belt or backpack, ensuring that your 3.7-inch fixed blade knife is always within reach when you need it the most. The blade length is 3.8 inches long. This knife weighs 338 grams, And the overall length of the knife is 8.9 inches. Now, just in case there's anybody out there that is curious about what this steel is, this DC53 steel, it's an upgraded version of D2. It actually offers double the toughness and 10 times the fatigue strength while maintaining its high hardness and wear resistant. While D2 steel is still a reliable choice for high wear applications, DC53 is ideal for complex and high stress parts that need a better balance of strength and toughness. Now, like I mentioned, the net weight of this knife alone by itself is 338 grams. Now, if you want to weigh this with the Kydex Sheath, it bumps it up to 770 grams. Now, the blade thickness of this knife is 0.2 of an inch or 4 millimeters, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you come down to the edge here of the blade, this degree here on the tip of the blade is a 62-degree angle. So this knife is ready for all your outdoor activities. Okay, I have a small piece of wood here, and what I want to do is I want to baton this down. I want to test the blade a little bit. I got a baton here in my other hand, and I just want to see how durable this blade's going to be batoning through something fairly thick. Now, on the last knife, I had no problems at all. I was very impressed with the performance of the knife batoning. It did a wonderful job. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. Well, it went right through there. Now, some of you are probably wondering, why would you want to baton through wood? That is to get to the center of the wood where it's the driest. Or maybe you need to make a friction fire set and you want to get, you know, your piece processed, or maybe you don't have a hatchet or an axe and you need to baton to make some firewood. So in our case, we could just go through some of this stuff. We're just going to make firewood today, although I will test the initial sharpness. Let's do some push cuts. You can see that the blade just digs right into that wood with no problems. It's super sharp right out of the box. Look at that. That is absolutely fantastic. Does a wonderful job. Let's go ahead and continue batoning down. Just making some dry stuff to put on the fire is all we're doing. And in a short amount of time, you can see that we were able to process quite a bit of wood. Take a look at that. We processed that all down very simply, very quickly, and there's no wear and tear on the knife at all. That's a lot of wood to process in a short amount of time. And again, all this is perfect for putting on the fire because it's dry. We've got to the inner part of the wood. It's just fantastic. It's done a great job on the baton test. Some people out there do not like batoning with their knife, but I feel that if it's a survival knife and we're going to create it and call it a survival knife, it needs to be able to do survival related tasks. Okay, so I'm getting ready to test the fire still. I want to see how easy it would be to make a fire. So before I throw that spark, I want to make sure that I got my tinder ready, my smalls, mediums, and slowly get larger into my fuel. I have my dry stuff over there. And to be completely honest with you guys, we just had some snow up here and everything up here is wet. So hopefully we'll be able to demonstrate the fire still and get a fire built. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what we can do. So I have some of this field grass, but it's not super dry. And I have some cambium layer that is also not super dry, but I'm going to do what I can. And what I like to do is I like to take my foot and park my blade against my foot so that I can draw the fire still backwards like this. What that'll do is hopefully it'll throw the sparks right into my material that I'm hoping to ignite. Let me make sure I got a good camera angle there for you guys. It's really bright out, so I can't quite see if I'm at the right angle or not. So for some added support on the back side of the blade, it's a good idea to put your thumb right over that spot where I'm going to strike the steel. That gives the blade more stability, and it gives us a better chance of driving those sparks exactly where we need them. So let's go ahead and see what it does with the fire steel. We did have ignition. We still have ignition. We'll just take it right over here to the fire pit. Throw it on top of itself, and let's see, are we at an angle where you can see? Yes, we are. So fire likes to climb. I'm going to fan it a little bit. Let's put some smalls very loose over the top. And just let the fire breathe and let it climb through that really thin stuff. One of the biggest mistakes that I see people make is they try to put too large a material too soon on the fire, and that's why they fail. So the general rule of thumb that I try to go with is once you see flames crawling out the top of the fuel, then you can add more fuel. So that's the point where we're at now. And again, like I said, all this stuff in this area is wet, so it does take some drying cycles to produce a good fire. But as you can see, the fire still did a fantastic job doing only one strike. And when you can practice good technique, you can save the life of the fire still by not striking it 500 times to make a fire. When you can practice good clean technique, have all your resources laid out ahead of time, that's what the recipe is for success, in my opinion, on making fire with things like this. So I'm just letting the fire warm up and dry the material, and I'm slowly adding more and more as the fire develops. But you can see the flames are starting to climb, and that's exactly what I like. I'm just putting stuff on real nice and random. Fire likes chaos, it likes random. It also needs to dry this stuff, so just as chaotic as you could plan, that's how we're going to do it. We don't want to put so much on that it's going to smother our fire, and if you start seeing a large amount of smoke, it's important to give the fire more time and more oxygen to breathe. Fire needs three things. It needs heat, oxygen, and fuel. So when you're seeing large amounts of smoke, it's a sign that's telling us the fire needs more oxygen. You can see the flames starting to dry the material, and as the fire gets hotter and you get more flames, you'll get less smoke. So the more flames you see, the less smoke you'll see. Right now would be a good time to put some of the nice dry stuff on. This will really do a good job. It's the inner part of the wood, like I mentioned earlier, and we'll set that right on there. And you can see that we have a teepee style of lay, and this is going to work good. It's going to come in, we're going to get flames up the center, and we'll have a beautiful fire. When you get pieces that are too long and you don't have the ability to cut them, you can just set them right over and let them burn themselves in half. Something like that. So in quick work and in short amount of time, we were able to make a nice sustainable fire using this knife. And we're all done. Got a beautiful case. It's going to protect this knife. I can throw it behind the seat of the truck, and we are good to go. Well, folks, my final thoughts on this HX Outdoors TD-18B. This knife is absolutely fantastic. It gets a big thumbs up from me. I couldn't have made this fire without the fire steel that's included in this wonderful Kydex sheath. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please feel free to leave comments down below, like this video, share this video, and if you're interested in picking up one of these knives, I'll put a link down below in the description box. And until next time, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.